When a woman fed up, there ain't nothing you could do about us. Yizzo, welcome, Bizak. So we all know about, there's been a lot of relationship drama going on and stuff like that. We talk a lot about relationships around here. So Cardi B and Offset and the good wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. And yo, I got to give a shout out to them. That yacht party or that boat party or whatever that they had between Stephon and Cardi, A1. Wish I could have been there. But hey, you know what I mean? I ain't worth enough bread yet. But anyway, I'll digress. So anyway, she put out a lot of disturbing stuff over the weekend, just talking about how she feels about him. So what we want to do is that, we'll listen to a little bit of it and then, go from there and take some of your opinion. Just a little bit.
I want to look like a less of a bitch ass nigga. All right. If I keep you away from the kids, right? All right. You talk to the kids almost every single day. You call the kids every single day. I allow you to talk to the kids every single day. If I allow you to talk to the kids, why would I not allow you not to see the kids? It was a point that he was making a big deal like, oh, I'm not going to go to New York to see the kids because I'm not going to be seeing my kids in a hotel room. I was like, all right, so you could see him in my mom's house. You still made it a big deal. And I love my daughter so much. Yo, if I'm lying, my kids could die if I'm lying. I said, you know what? To make it easier for you, you could see the kids in my house. Just because I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad, because I want my kids to have that love of their dad. I want the love of both parents, even if we're not together. Also, the last time we seen the kids was in March on Cody's birthday. Okay? So before you start talking to me about I don't see my kids, let's talk about it. You haven't seen the kids since March. So why you saying that you're asking for spousal support because I'm trying to take the kids from you? The kids is always open to see you. All the time. And you know it. You talk to my kids every single day. It's not my fault you don't want to fucking fly to New York. The fuck?
So so now that's just one part of it because many of us have been in a war with an ex of some sort. My opinion on a lot of this stuff is because I've talked to a lot of guys before and being in these situations, and even me included, is that a lot of times custodial guardianship is typically with the woman. So she'll have the kids typically in most of these situations break up and sometimes pre-break up. A lot of times the kids will stay with the mother. Now, we're not going to play anymore, but she goes on to talk about how ridiculous her bills are, like private security, $10,000 a month for a driver, $300 an hour for piano lessons for one of her kids. And the kid does it 3 times a week. So that's about $900 a week just for that. So, and I get it. The life of a celebrity is much different than the life of an average person. Because I know at one point I was paying maybe $85 a month for gymnastics for one of my kids. So, scaled down hugely in comparison because they have different obligations. They're typically always busy and there are things that they have to do. The one thing that stuck out to me that was stuck out to a lot of people is that, he's asking for spousal support. And, realistically, none of us really know, because I know he was getting trashed for that. But realistically, none of us really know what these people's financial situations are. But one thing I do know is that as a man, when you are upset that your woman has totally moved on and is with somebody else and she's fed up, it's going to make you feel a type of way. Now, you're going to have some guys out there who say, nah, dog, it ain't that big of a deal. She could go, she could roll, but most men still, especially in a situation like that where he was married to her with multiple kids still and really a kid that's, I think, under a year old or about a year old. There is still a connection there. Whether he goes off and messes with other women and, everybody knows the story. He's done 1,000 different things to her as far as cheating, and she's taking him back. But boom, like I've said before, when that finally does happen, and she finds the guy that seems apparent, your heir apparent, that's going to take your spot for real, it is a hurtful thing. It is a hurtful thing. And I believe part of the thing of him asking for spousal support is just to really get back at her, to try to make her upset like he just did, and continue to make her upset, because what he wants to do is cause friction in her new relationship. And of course, since women can do it much better than men, she goes Instagram official with Stefan Diggs, and some of the video had leaked out about them on the boat that I was talking about a few minutes ago, with them and a bunch of half-naked women on the boat and all of this other kind of stuff. So I know as a man, especially with them both being celebrity and them both being in the spotlight, and either people telling him or him seeing for himself, because they're plastered everywhere, pictures of both of them on the boat. And then she posted some stuff today with her, laying between his legs, or her leg between his legs, something like that. And I know those feelings, because it does. Once you see your ex that you still have some type of attachment with, knowing that she's with somebody else, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Unless you are like a robot guy out there, it's going to hurt. So for him, I know that it hurts. But ultimately, what I would say is that if you do have a woman that you really care about, that you really want to be with, and once again, this is before she steps out with other men sexually, then you better really try to make some changes, especially if it's on you. I would call this a situation where it's on him, because when he thought that she was cheating, he finally did call her out months ago about Stefan Diggs. So that was the only time out of the time they've been together that he's ever called her out for cheating. Whereas that, it's been documented, he's cheated a multitude of times. So the onus was on him to become a better husband to her. So when a woman's fed up, it can be, even if it's only one guy. You know how it goes. We could sleep with 10, 15, 20 different women. But when that one that we love, that we really cherish, goes out and sleeps with another guy, and on top of that, the boy is making, I want to say, well, he's an athlete. So he has guaranteed money. I think $22, $23 million, maybe $26 million per year of his salary. All right. And part of it is guaranteed. So that's just like money in the bank. Whereas that, how rappers or musicians, when you hot, you make the bread, you go on tour. When you're not, it's not as much. So the way I look at it is that when a woman is fed up, you are in deep trouble, because the emotional plays that they will make on you. Because think about it. Everybody knows she's been messing with this boy allegedly for a long time, for a minute. And even Offset has said, even when she was pregnant, Jesus. But now she's starting to pop out with him at Knicks games, pop out with him on the boat, doing all this other kind of stuff. And I know from a man's perspective, it's driving him bonkers. He probably can't even handle it. He probably got to go smash a multitude of other women just to get over it. He can't handle it. It's too hard for men. That's why I always say men and women are different. Men and women are way different as far as even when it comes down to ideology and the way we view and perceive even sex. It's different. So, but hey, you tell me what you think. You think he deserves spousal support? You think that for the most part, a lot of these guys, people need to step up, probably spend more time with their kids? What do you think? Do you think she's right for always blasting him out there like that? But I guess people who listen to it, some of us probably are even like on this, like, who the hell is Cardi B? And that's fine too. But tell me what you think, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video, put a comment down below for your boy. All right. And you know how we go. Until next time, live life. Don't let life live you.